Hello. I'm walking back from the hospital where I just had a follow-up visit with a doctor, and I'll be here on Thursday again to see another doctor. And then I guess the dentist on Friday because I fell and I smashed my face in October, and I think I'm losing a crown up front. I have one crown, and I don't think it's going to be with me. I had my email screw up last week. I can't get into my email account. I opened an email a couple of weeks ago, and apparently it wasn't from who I thought it was from, and there was a file in there that I thoughtlessly opened. So it reproduced an email and sent it to everybody in my address book, which must be quite a few names, students and stuff like that. And they all got these bad emails. And several people warned me, one guy in particular warned me that there's a really bad virus or something in the file that I opened. I ran a Malwarebytes scan. I asked my spouse to do it for me, and he did. They take about 15 minutes or so, and nothing came up, but apparently there's something going on there. And since last Thursday, I haven't been able to get into my own email account. Fortunately, when the problem started, I contacted as many people as I could and warned them. Some of them got back to me, like, why are you spamming me? And I apologized, and I changed all my passwords, but I can't get into my own email account, and it's my main one. It's connected with my website. It's connected with professional connections and friends and family that, even though I still do send regular snail mail, I don't necessarily know where everybody is. And I've got a lot of stuff in there that goes back about 3 years almost, when we got this computer, when the old computer, which was only 3 years old, died, causing a lot of stress in my home, and fingers pointed and stuff like that. I did find a computer guy whom we used in 2010, I think it was. Yeah, when we had the last problem. And I guess he's going to get back to me and come over because the hard disk is nearly full. I've noticed it's not working. The computer's not working very well since about September when we went on vacation. Some weird stuff, and then I get this annoying virus or something. So be very careful, and maybe don't open any files at all. I don't know. And all of your stuff in your address book and the stuff you've got stored away in various little files, put them elsewhere. I do use offsite backup. I use Mosey Home. I used to use Mosey Pro, but I really didn't need all that. Mosey Home is fine, and it's much cheaper. So be careful, people, because it's been very frustrating. I'm still not feeling very well. I'm recuperating. I'm off medical leave, but I'm still not at all 100%. The morale is really not great. And I kind of, really didn't need this right now. I was thinking about a video that skybirdbird did recently. I really like her videos and her links and stuff. I think she's a lovely person. And she did a video, I'll just come to your house, about prepping, and some of her relatives, I think it was, said, well, we know where to go. If there's a problem, we'll just come to your house. And she replied rather diplomatically, sure, if you can get here. And I've been thinking about, what we could and should do to help, well, let's say family and friends and other people we know. I think it's really, really good and important to give a leg up to somebody who's having a hard time in some way, even if they're a stranger. It's happened to me a few times, you know, maybe a small amount of money or some help directing me to what I needed to know. And when it goes correctly, it's a wonderful thing, and it snaps you out of it, and it doesn't solve all your problems, but it's a very cheerful thing, and it kind of just snaps you out of it, and you realize, oh, I've got to pull myself out of this. I've got to solve this problem. I've got to get through this, whether it's serious illness or whatever. You know what I mean. But when we constantly help people, let's say family members, who continue to have problems, you know, and we're always there for them, and we're always at least talking to them and frequently bailing them out of financial problems or whatever, and it just goes on again and again, I really don't think it does them any good. And I do like the saying from the Bhagavad Gita, desire not the fruits of thy labors, because if you give, you really shouldn't expect anything in return. But if you're going to help somebody, and my own parents come to mind, they just never got it together, and I started talking to them about this actually when I was 10 years old, which is very young for a child to be thinking about things like that, but that's how I was. And they just never got it together, and every few years I'd have to bail them out so they wouldn't end up homeless or whatever. And I think that they just lied to me a lot and didn't do what they said they were doing with the money, and they didn't mend their ways at all. You know, they stayed debt junkies, and they were both alcoholics, and before he died, my mother was convicted of beating my father again, apparently, and she was fined $150 and found guilty in a court, which was a small price to pay, but hey, at least that was done. They were married like 50 years or more, you know. I used to pray they would get a divorce. It can be worse when they stay together. You know, when you constantly just keep helping people with your preps or with money or with advice, I'm not sure it does them any good in the long run. You know, one time is okay, but you know, I really kind of got kicked out when I was 18, and I always tried to do the right thing by my family, and I listened to a lot of platitudes, you know, family is so important, and you know, I really probably just should have said screw you and gone my own way, and you know, it wasn't in my nature to harden my heart to them, but I think I really made a mistake, and I'm not even sure I did them all that much good. I think sometimes you just really have to let people sink or swim. And it's even sadder and more painful when you help people and you find out that after that, you know, they resent you for it, or they stab you in the back or make trouble for you, and you know, you just wonder why, and it eats away at my self-esteem. I just feel like a chump. So I don't know. I think one mistake that I've made repeatedly in my life was I really just took too many risks and was too enterprising, too positive, too optimistic, You know, if there was a recession or something, I should have just laid low and not tried to do anything. And also, well, I've just lost my train of thought with those girls. Also, you know, when we're in relationships of any kind, whether it's a love relationship or a marriage or a friendship or a work situation, we have to plan immediately for what's going to happen when that relationship ends, because it could end very badly. And that's something that I haven't done. I was in love or whatever, or very happy, and I didn't want to think about what I would do if there was a problem. You know, you not only have to have a plan B, you have to have a plan C, and so on. Well, you know, live and learn, but I'm pretty tired and I'm pretty bitter and I'm pretty sad. Alright, I have to go to this laboratory now and ask for some more blood work to be done. Alright, bye-bye.